is that my pastor's wife, she will show up, and Felicia will want to look for somewhere to go and hide. She will show up, and Felicia will go. I was so depressed, and I looked at her and I said to her, Ma, how come whenever you come, Felicia will go and look for somewhere to hide? When I come, Felicia will be asking me to come. Why? I say, Ma, why? Ma, why? And she looked at me and he said, Jerry, there are ashes on your altar. Go and clear the ashes on your altar. And you, oh, God bless that woman wherever she is. She said, there are ashes on your altar. Go and clear the ashes on your altar. I said, oh God, these were days when I showed up in church and everybody, I didn't know where it came from, because she had a high opinion of me before that time. You know, the truth of the matter is that may situations not reveal your emptiness. That is a prayer. May situations not come to reveal how much of capacity you don't have. And people of God, this was exactly the same thing that happened to the disciples of Jesus and Jesus himself. The Bible says prior to the healing of a particular man's child, that Jesus had given them power and said to them, go and lay hands on the sick, go and heal the people. And the Bible said they laid their hands wherever they went to, miracles were happening. All of a sudden, Jesus comes down from the Mount of Transfiguration, and then the Bible says that the man ran to him and said to him, I brought this guy to your disciples. I brought this guy to, and they could not cast out the spirit from this guy. Look at this guy. I brought him to your disciples. And the disciples looked at Jesus. I'm sure they would have looked at Jesus in frustration, and they would have asked themselves, I'm sure the first thing that drew them to that guy was that this is what we've been used to. This is what we've been doing all this while. What changed? What changed? What they didn't realize was that you see, the truth of the matter is that you cannot use I pass my neighbor generator to power this house. You can't. And that is the way it is. Some of us have the destinies that look like this house, and you are trying to power it with I pass my neighbor generator. Child of God, your destiny will shut down your generator. And this is the reason why when a man knows what he carries a prayer altar that sustains it. When a man understands how far and where God is taking him, there can never be any reign of the Spirit without prayers. The Bible says that the apostles were gathered together in one room and they were praying. And they were praying. As they were praying, the Bible says there was a sound like that of a mighty rushing wind. And after that, cloven tongues of fire fell upon their head. And child of God, back to my story. I returned back and I told my mom, she's late now. And I told my mom, look at what pastor's wife said. And she said, yes, that nobody sleeps in the night and goes to confront demons in the morning. And my mother said, start midnight prayer. And then we started. I said, except you help me, come and help me, let's be doing it. And my mother woke me. I was a lot younger. You have no idea how young I was. And then we started praying. I started praying. It was a struggle initially. And my former pastor's wife, when I was leaving church that day, she called me. She said, remember what Jesus told his disciples. I said, what did he say? He said, remember, he said to them, you cannot even stay with me even for 1 hour praying. He said the minimum is 1 hour. I said, yeah, ma, I have not even effectively achieved 15 minutes, and then you are stretching it to 1 hour. He said, please, I want you to know that the Spirit is about to give you utterance. Child of God, there's a place of prayer where you are not the one praying, but prayer is praying you. Until the Lord transitions you to that place where you are not the one recalling your mother because you don't have no idea what you are carrying on the sebalaha. If you will just allow the Lord, you know, the truth is that we cannot be crying and say, Lord, let things change. And the Lord is saying, the people who are crying do not have the capacity to carry what I'm about to pour out. They don't have the capacity to carry what I'm about to pour out. And child of God, I returned. I did that prayer for a long time. Remember, Felicia was scared of my pastor's wife, but Felicia was still not healed. Felicia was running up and down wherever my pastor's wife showed up. Felicia would run around, but Felicia was still not healed. And child of God, I kept kept praying. I didn't even understand. Of course, because Felicia was always looking out for me in church, always looking out for me. No matter how many persons are in church, Felicia will spot me out. So there's a way the church is. So I started staying in a place where Felicia will not see me. So, and I stayed there, and nobody, that was the only way I could have peace. Do you know, because of Felicia, I could not come to church. I could not come to church someday, because I don't know whether they did have madness towards me, because everywhere I am, Felicia will, you know the shocking part of it. Let me let you know the shocking part of it. I come in and Felicia has not seen me, and Felicia, from wherever she is, she will start calling me last born, Obiala, last born. So, and I'm like, she hasn't seen me. How did she know me? I knew that this one was a demon trying to trail me and trying to embarrass me and trying to intimidate me for no reason. So I stayed away. One day I walked into church, sat down. Felicia began to shout. She hadn't seen me. He said, Oku, Oku, Oku. And she started shouting, Oku. So something in me told me, it's because of you that she's shouting, Oku. And the devil told me, don't near her.